I went to go and watch the Exorcist. I got invited to the Exorcist premiere, the new one. And before the filming even started, there was photographers sitting on the steps, and there was balloons all on the stage. And they said, "All right, let's get ready to watch a movie." They turned all the lights off, but then they popped with the balloons. There's a photo of me, like, fully just, like, scared. It's the most disgusting photo I've ever seen of myself in my life. And then there's another photo of me looking at the cameraman, like, in pure shock because he just got that disgusting face of me.
That's so funny.
Here we go again. You know what? I'm going to start this podcast in a different way.
Okay.
What sound am I making right now?
I mean, I'm no expert, but I feel like...
I know. Spider-Man.
Yeah. Hello, welcome to the In the Lobby podcast here at Guild. My name's Iain Chambers. This is the wonderful Harrie Silver, as always. And joining us for the very first time, content creator, handsome young man, and Spider-Man enthusiast, Cole is in the building.
Hello very much. Hello, thanks. Hello very much.
What a lovely,
thank you very much for having me.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
You're also...
I never get called a handsome young man.
Also a handsome young man.
Sad.
Cool.
I need to get myself some sick tattoos and be like 8 years younger, and then I'll be fine.
Hey, I'll tell you what, for anybody watching this on YouTube, you'll be able to see, if you show them off, Cole, show off those tattoos.
Those are honestly very cool tattoos, especially the Spider-Man one.
For anyone who's just listening, talk us through some of your tats.
So I got a flame one around my wrist. I got a Spider-Man with a camera. Got barbed wire on my arm, and I got an unfinished Trust the Process.
Badass.
Yeah.
Why is it unfinished?
Because it's cringy. It's my only cringy tattoo. When I reach where I want to reach, I'll fit it in.
That's not cringe. I thought that's kind of cool.
Well, I want to talk about where you want to reach. We'll get there, but first, let's actually establish, if you don't know who Cole is, tell us about yourself. I know that you are a TikTok content creator. I've seen a lot of your stuff on there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you do lots more than that. And you were actually discovered here at the Guild Academy. Tell us about your journey.
So I joined uni in Northampton to study esports originally, and then I looked at all the business side of it all, and I thought the thing that interests me the most is social media side of stuff.
Yeah.
So I started making 3D printed masks on my own and then started recording it. I made...
Sick. Any Spider-Man ones?
I made a Spider-Man one, yeah. I made a Spider-Man one.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
That's my first one I ever made. But I didn't record that one. The one that made me like kind of pop off was a Moon Knight one. So when Moon Knight came out, I was just pumping out content for Moon Knight, making masks, doing all sorts of like debunking videos on the series. And then it just kicked off from there. I had Jacksepticeye, who's one of my sounds, which was pretty cool. And then, I just kept doing content, all new series on all new movies. This is me just pointing up and saying, letting people know what it is. And yeah, for some reason, people loved it. And then now I get invited to premieres. I do all sorts of stuff now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
I think
going to premieres and stuff as well. Like,
you know all about that.
I think I've been to a couple, but honestly, like, I feel like going to a premiere would be like really intimidating. Did you find it
was
intimidating?
terrifying. I went originally as a +1, and that was scary enough.
Yeah.
But now I get my own.
Because it's like a red carpet. Have you been to premieres before?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I used to back in the day. Before I actually got invited to a premiere. I used to be a journalist here in London, and I used to go film at the premieres. So that was daunting enough. Like I remember one day, it was like Vin Diesel, The Rock, and all these. And I was just like, this is crazy. And then I always used to look at the people who would come out first, before the stars of the film would arrive. So you'd have like people like yourself or whoever just like walking in, and I'd be like, come on, guys, move on. Where's The Rock? Where's The Rock at? No, but that's why it's daunting, because everyone's looking at you as you're making your way down.
Yeah,
right?
No.
It is very intimidating.
Yeah. So you've got around 50k followers on TikTok.
Yeah,
right?
roughly about 46,000. Yeah.
So a big part of becoming a successful streamer, content creator, and both of you have got this in what's the word, in buckets, I'm going to say, is like ability, but then you've also got to have that unique edge that sets you apart, right? Mm-hmm. How difficult was that for you to find, and when did you start to realize, people actually are liking what I'm doing?
It's weird because when I originally I met a bunch of people at Comic-Con, and they all do the type of stuff that I do, and I tried following after them, and it kicked off for a little bit, but then because there's all them lot doing it, I had to try to find my own thing. So I had my own little twist, and I started doing talking videos instead of just pointing to the sky. I haven't done a video like that in ages. Just finding the niche, I guess. I don't know, finding your type of content.
Everyone says that on TikTok. You have to like find your niche, or like with whatever content you create. I think that's what people say. I feel like that's less important if you stream though, because when you stream, you're just pretty much just like sitting there and playing games, which is what I like to do. But obviously, when you're making TikTok videos and shorts and things like that, people always tell you have to find a niche. And I feel like it's only getting more and more complicated every time. Because I don't know if you could even call gaming just like a niche anymore. Like it needs to be more subjective than that. Like it needs to be even more niche than just gaming.
Niche of the niche.
Niche of the niche, literally. So you were talking about your masks and stuff. Do you have a 3D printer? How do you make them?
I haven't had a 3D printer in so long. It broke just after I made the Moon Knight mask, and I haven't been able to make a new one since. But yeah, the last thing I made was a Red Hood mask. That was pretty cool. Got little LED lights in it as well. Yeah,
that's so cool. Yeah. What is like the process of that? Like, how do you make that?
So 3D printing that's like plastic filaments in it, just layer by layer, and after that it takes about like 20 hours to print a full mask. After that, you got to sand it loads and then put a bunch of paint on it. My room was just a mess when in uni.
Wait, it takes 20 hours to print a full mask? What, like, and is that the machine constantly working?
Yeah, it's constantly on for 20 hours.
That's
so
nuts. What?
Trying to sleep with that in your room is
I'm
not
glad
fun.
it broke. It's probably saving yourself some electricity.
That's actually insane. I thought it took maybe like half an hour at the most. 20 hours. One of my friends was telling me that they let off like really bad, not really bad fumes, but like they smell. Like, is there like a big plastic smell with 3D printers?
You have it too hot, it'll smell, yeah.
That's so crazy that you have that on for like 20 hours. I bet the masks look sick.
They look cool. Yeah, I remember I brought mine to uni and my roommates hated me because all they could hear was the whirring. And then I tried spray painting in my bathroom as well, but I like bored everything up. But the whole flat could smell it. So I gassed out the whole flat with spray paint. It was not fun.
World's most hated flatmate.
Yeah.
So what got you, I guess, wanting to start doing stuff on TikTok and like making short form content?
I don't actually. I've been wanting to be a content creator since I was little. I was doing like little challenges when I was younger, like in my little snapback and my mum's hoodie and all that stuff. I remember I did a warhead challenge just one time where I just put as many warheads in my mouth as I can and then post it on YouTube. And looking back at the videos now, it's a bad idea. As one YouTube channel I did when I was drawing little Moshi Monsters characters, but I was about 10 and I can't remember the login for my password for the YouTube, so it's still there on the internet. You search in Cole Skilbeck and it's underneath my main channel.
All right, Pete, you know what you're going to be over like the video with later on.
You know what else you've got? You've got a bloody brilliant name.
Cole Skilbeck, yeah.
That is. I got Iain Chambers.
Is that your actual name?
Yeah.
That's a very cool name.
Cole Skilbeck.
Badass.
Yeah.
So you're currently in university.
Yes.
And you said you're going to university for esports?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
It is?
Yeah.
Because
I didn't expect it
that is like a fairly new thing, surely.
Yeah, I was the first class at that uni.
Which uni is it?
Northampton.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I work heavily in esports now. And when I was younger, this is what truly fascinates me about it. Like, it just wasn't a thing that I could have ever thought about doing. Like, I come from a broadcast background, but then when I found esports, I was like, oh, I wish this existed when I was in my 20s. Or like, I wish I could have been doing this when I was younger. But it just wasn't a thing. No. So like now, but it's still, because, look, listen, the industry's not going anywhere, but it is still in its infancy.
Yes.
So I feel like there has to be, thought about transferable skills when you're studying. What sort of courses are you doing when you're...
Yeah, I want to know about the modules and like, are there lots of people in your
the ones
course?
I'm studying events, media management.
Okay, two things that are always going to exist.
Very important.
What's the third one?
And business.
There you go.
Yeah. We did like sports psychology in the first year as well, and like coaching, but just, it's like a sports module, but you do esports instead of like football or something.
Yeah.
Okay,
so it's why I love the Guild Academy, right? Like, because as much as I say it's in its infancy, right? It's I don't think any industry has ever boomed like this is in such a short period of time. And it's like, I see the lectures and the vast amount of people that come into these Guild Academy lectures and stuff and being part of the courses. Yeah. And it's like the future is it looks incredible for esports. What's the dream? Do you want to continue content creating? Do you want to do other bits and pieces of esports on the side? What's the ambition?
Originally, it was commentating. I wanted to do commentating, but then I stumble my words a lot when I'm speaking really quick. So I'm like, that's not for me. But then just like making my own content, doing my own thing. I like doing stuff like based on the new video games and all that stuff, because there's video games coming out constantly. There's always there's always content to make. But yeah, definitely stuff
I feel like if you wanted to go into commentating though, like teaching yourself to have, I mean, Iain would probably be better at telling you about stuff like this, but like I feel like it's definitely something that if you did more of it, you would like gain the confidence and be able to do it better.
It's interesting you say that because like someone sent me a video of me doing a sports bulletin when I was 26, I think I was.
Yeah.
So 6 years older than you now. And I'll tell you now, I watched it back and I was stumbling, mumbling all over the place, didn't know what I was doing. And anything in life comes from doing reps, right?
Yeah.
And you get better and better at it. So like, if you think right now you stumble over your words or whatever, I wouldn't let that hold you back from trying it out, because when you're old like me, you might be half good at it.
No, yeah, definitely. And I've said this before on the podcast, but I'm very similar. Like commentating to me feels like probably something that's my worst nightmare. Like hosting feels like my worst nightmare. But then coming and doing things like this, like podcasts and being more involved in filming stuff that's not me just like filming myself, I've gained like so much confidence doing that. So I'm sure
I've witnessed it as well. It's so cool.
I'm sure as you go on and you're doing more things, like especially going to things like premieres where you're probably going to be talking to people might be interviewing you, you will gain the confidence each time you do that. So definitely put yourself in like unfamiliar situations. Even if it's not something that you feel like you actually want to go into anymore, it's definitely always good to like have those skills.
For sure.
Because it could help you in like a myriad of ways.
Yeah.
Even in your own content creation as well. So I feel like that's an interesting point to touch on, because a lot of people, I don't often meet people that want to go into commentating. Like I was saying before, I can't imagine wanting to go into commentating, because to me that sounds like a nightmare. So actually wanting to do it, I think you should carry on pursuing it. And I'm sure you're going to get more opportunities to do it.
That being said, your content creation right now is cooking on gas, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the stuff that you like to talk about. Because like I said, I think especially right now in a world where TikTok is like everybody wants to be on there, everybody wants to be popping off on there, and you've managed to do it, and you're going to continue to make content. How do you choose what you talk about? Because I know you love Spider-Man 2. That's just come out, right?
Yeah.
So do you look at the game and think, okay, am I going to preview it? Am I going to review it? Am I going to talk about key moments? When you see a game like Spider-Man 2 that you're super excited about, how do you sort of initiate the content process?
See, I try to pick out like little key bits and like things. So there's one side mission in the game, I won't spoil it for you, but it's like, it's upsetting.
You've completed it, right?
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah.
I'm like, did you just say it's, people keep telling me there's an upsetting scene in Spider-Man 2. And I want to cry without knowing I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
So don't ruin it.
I won't ruin it. But there's like, I've made like videos like just on like enjoying the game, and then it cuts to me like all sad, and it's just like going me through the emotions. Like little clips like that. Like, I won't review the game, because on TikTok you can't really make like a game review, because it's got to be short and like simple. But like getting like cutting the game down into little bits and just talking about those little bits, or making funny videos on certain things that happened in the game. At the moment there's bugs in the game constantly, so I was swinging about as like a little white cube, because the character didn't load in, so I'm swinging about literally as a white cube. Yeah.
Cube man.
That is funny. I saw you not only make videos about obviously Spider-Man, but you're into Five Nights at Freddy's too. So you make content around that.
So you're loving spooky season then, right?
Yeah, I love it. I streamed the new Security Breach DLC here like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, really?
That was scary. It's my first ever Five Nights at Freddy game that I ever played, because I can't do horror games. I don't do horror. It scares me. Like
really?
I like horror. I like watching it, but it scares me. I can't.
I'm the same. I'm not I can't play horror games by myself. I don't mind playing them if I'm like co-op with other people.
Yeah.
But playing horror games by myself,
you get scared quite
easily. Genuinely, you could have scared me there if I wasn't mid-sentence, probably.
I went to go and watch the Exorcist. I got invited to the Exorcist premiere, the new one. And before the filming even started, there was photographers sitting on the steps, and there was balloons all on the stage, and they said, all right, let's get ready to watch a movie. They turned all the lights off, but then they popped with the balloons. It's a photo of me like fully just like scared. It's the most disgusting photo I've ever seen of myself in my life. And then there's another photo of me looking at the cameraman like in pure shock, because he just got that disgusting face of me.
That's so funny. Wait, so for someone that's not played because I've heard about Five Nights at Freddy's, but I haven't played it. What is it about? What kind of game is it?
It's pretty much an indie game, but it's it's a weird backstory. So basically, bunch of these kids, they go missing, and it turns out they're inside these animatronics that then possess the animatronic. The kids then possess the animatronics, and it just turns into there's a massive lore. It's like can go into hours of just lore.
Is it like a single player game?
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
It's a
but
lot.
surely that's terrifying, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
You think a nice cute little bunny would not be scary, but it's...
Do you make content surrounding like being scared of the game?
Yeah, I got a bunch of clips from when I was here streaming it. There's a lot of jump scares of me
I might have to give it a go because I feel like although scary games are terrifying, they do make some of the best content.
Yeah, they do. I think you'd be sick at making it.
Me and Stevie, we did a stream here where we played a scary game, and it was genuinely one of the most terrifying games.
Is that the one when I ran in the room and scared you?
Yes, that was. And I was screaming so loud.
Yeah.
I took my headphones off and I could still hear screaming, and I was like, that's not coming from the game. Where is it coming from? And I got even more scared.
I put a mask on and scared the...
Yeah, I know.
Cool.
It was terrifying.
Let's just run it back to Spider-Man really quick, because I know that a lot of people listening to this will be playing it or will have played it. I bought it as soon as it came out.
Yeah.
And I just finished Miles Morales. I spoke about this on another episode. But to get into Spider-Man 2, I'm just blown away by how they keep managing to level up the standard. It's like, how do you keep improving upon perfection, in my opinion?
It's the fast travel for me.
Yeah, the fast travel's sick.
1.3 seconds it takes to fast travel somewhere. It could be from one side of the map to the other.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
What do you make of like the web wings and
I love
all
it.
that stuff?
I love the traversal stuff in this game now. It makes it so much interesting. The first Spider-Man game, I completed it, but then I didn't stop playing it. So from when it came out to now, until this game came out, I literally just play all the time. I've put 205 hours into the game. What? It's a 30-hour game.
What were you doing?
Just swinging about, listening to music. That's all I do.
And just doing tricks and stuff.
Yeah.
What's the most? Because you get like skill XP or whatever it is.
Yeah.
For when you do like a sick trick, what's the most you can get? Do you know? Because I think I've got 30 XP once for doing like 2 back flips, 3 rotating pins and a front flip.
You just keep wiggling the right stick about until you get it. Yeah. They got have you done the Rubik's Cube one in the game yet? The new game. So when you were Spider-Man, you know, and the Miles Morales game, if you dive down and like press down, you'd like chill like and do stuff like that.
No, I didn't know that.
If you
fake Spider-Man fan over here, honestly.
You
jump the building, you can solve a Rubik's Cube mid-air as well. Yeah.
Wait, that sounds sick. Actually, I might have to get into the game just for this.
Yes.
Yeah. Wait, so do you like the movies as much as you like the game?
Yeah.
Okay. Because to me, when a game is like based on a movie, I always wonder whether you have to have an equal amount of love for the movie as you do the game. Are you a massive Spider-Man fan?
You know what? I am. I'm not. Sorry. So like,
you're not.
When I think back, there's one Spider-Man moment, which is that scene from like the old one where they kiss upside down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
like the most iconic one. Yeah. I think. Well, one of them.
That and the train scene where he's holding the train.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
And that also reminds me of now the new the catapult thing where you can pull.
Yes. The super slingshot. Yeah, that's insane.
God, this game's so good. But yeah, sorry, to answer your question, because like Spider-Man, the thing is because they're almost their own standalone movies, right? Yeah. So like Spider-Man 2 feels like its own movie. You're just in it.
Yeah.
So like I don't think it needs to link in particular. I'm not a big Marvel guy really.
Okay.
But for me, I love playing it because it made me number one utilize my PS5 that's just been sitting there collecting dust. And I love the controller. I don't know if you use on PS5 or not.
Yeah.
So the mechanics of the controller, even like the rumble and all that sort of stuff, it's just so good. We can talk about Spider-Man all day.
Imagine a game like that in VR, although it'd probably make you very sick.
They actually have a Spider-Man VR game.
Do they?
They did it for the Homecoming movie. They released a PS4 VR game.
Wouldn't that make you so sick?
Try this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could.
It's sick. You can just jump off a building and start swinging about. Yeah. I think it's Spider-Man Homecoming.
Siri, remind me to download Spider-Man VR tonight at 7 p.m.
The Far From Home one. That's the one you download.
And then remind you to buy a new TV about 2 hours later, because I just envision you just
My girlfriend, I put her on that. I think I told you about it before. I've got this kayak VR. It's like something like that. It's where you just like kayaking, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like literally just chilling on my phone while she's kayaking in Norway or something.
Oh my God, I think I saw your Instagram story of you posting that. That looked so funny.
It was funny until she slapped me on the back of the head with the controller. Because I was looking the other way and I was like, hey! And she was like, oh, I thought you were a penguin or something. I was like, oh, so that's me.
You were a penguin.
So yeah.
Why is she hitting a penguin?
That's a better question,
She's in the real world, wonderful woman.
In the
game world,
slapping penguins.
Different story.
It's not normal. So let's run. I want to go back to the academy.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your experience like at Guild Academy, and how did it come about?
So it all started through the uni. Like we had a uni trip here, and we sat playing Rocket League down in the downstairs bit.
Yeah.
And we spoke to Kit, I think it was, at the end, and they were just talking about like esports in general. And then my mate, he wanted to be a pro player here, and he's signed now as Misami, I think his name is.
Yeah.
And I messaged him as well when I came in this one time with him, and just asked if there's any like content stuff going on, and that's when they just started inviting me, and I started doing live streams and all sorts of stuff here, and that's what really like motivated me to do more content as well.
Once you got a feel for it.
Yeah.
So you mainly do TikTok, but do you think you want to get into doing like streams and stuff more often?
Yeah, I definitely want to move over to Twitch and YouTube because it's a bigger platform, but I need the stuff for it. There's so much stuff you need.
It is a bit of a...
What does he need? Tell him.
Well, I can help you set up a game PC and all this stuff. But the good thing about like moving over to streaming platforms now is that Twitch now allow you to like multicast on 2 different, and that's only been as of this weekend.
Yeah, I saw that. That's good news.
So beforehand, if you streamed on Twitch and you were like a partner, you could only stream on Twitch. Yeah. But now you can stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time.
Amazing.
And YouTube is like really, it's like blowing up for short form content. Do you post on YouTube?
I post on Shorts.
Yeah.
I've had a few videos blow up on Shorts, and that's got me like a couple hundred subscribers, but that's it.
That's cool.
That's definitely a good idea. I was always told if you're posting stuff on TikTok, you should also be posting on YouTube Shorts. But I think definitely like getting into streaming would be really fun for you, especially if you've already kind of developed something on TikTok and it's developing. Yeah. Pushing those viewers over to Twitch. Like I've seen it happen so many times. I've started following streamers on Twitch because I've watched their TikToks.
Oh, cool.
So I think that's definitely an avenue you could explore for sure.
I used to do streams on my PS5 and my PS4. Because there's a stream feature on there, but it's not.
That's how I started off my streams too.
Do you know what? I was
on a PlayStation 4.
So I was thinking about running that again, just for fun.
Oh, really?
So like, I'm sitting there playing Spider-Man 2. And I've got the PS Cam, and like I remember I bought it because that's how I first started streaming as well. Like I'd sit and play Demon Souls on my sofa, and I actually think it's not that it ain't got the same quality as like your big lighting and all that. Yeah. But there is something that's just quite nice about just watching someone sat on a sofa playing a video game and just talking a lot of nonsense. So I might try that again.
I mean, some of the biggest streamers don't really have to put in. Like they don't have nice overlays or like anything going on. It's literally just them and the game. And if you're funny enough or if you make good content, then
I'm screwed. Cool. What's when you said on your tattoo, you said you've got a goal that you want to achieve before you get it finished?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I think 100k maybe. I might fill it in 100k on TikTok. I might fill it.
That's a good idea.
I thought you were talking about in the bank.
100k in the bank.
No, I wish. No, 100k followers. I reckon I'll fill that in.
Yeah, sick. Listen, I always hate asking this question because it makes me feel incredibly old whenever I do it. But what was your first exposure to video games? What was the first time you remember being, this is sick?
Ooh, that's a good one, actually.
Either way, that's a console or like... Because if you say like PS3 or something, I'm going to walk out.
No, it's Nintendo Wii.
Nintendo
Wii was my first one.
Oh man, I was still old when the Nintendo Wii came out. But the Wii, I've said this before.
Was good.
It was. Honestly, it was like... Was it the first time that there had been like... The Wii controller obviously was connected via infrared or something.
Yeah,
you could like move it around the screen.
TV,
Was that the first iteration of that in a console?
That's why the reason why every man, woman, dog, grandma, everybody had a Wii is because somehow Nintendo made it feel like it was the most accessible, unique, like you need this in your house piece of kit.
Yeah, everyone can play it type thing.
Everyone can play it, yeah. So even though people bought it and then they just had it as like a coaster.
Yeah.
It's like, it was so cool.
It was iconic.
It was, do you know what? That is the word. I think, especially in like 20, 30 years, that'll be looked back as like one of the most iconic consoles ever. Mm-hmm. What games did you play? Mario Kart?
On the Wii, it was Mario Galaxy.
Mario Galaxy 1 and 2.
Oh my god, Mario Galaxy is a banger of a game.
So, Mario and Sonic are the Winter Olympic Games. That was my
that's good
game.
as well.
So they re-released, was it Mario Galaxy and Mario Sunshine recently on the Switch?
Got it.
Oh,
I need to get a Switch.
Good.
Yeah, you do. So like the Mario Sunshine was on the GameCube when that.
So I never played Mario Sunshine.
Amazing.
Never played that when it came out.
So weird though.
Really?
Such a weird game. You haven't played it, no?
Is it the
It's one where you're spraying water at like all the gunge everywhere.
Oh, I don't know. No. Well, I mean, Mario Galaxy was weird because you're constantly like going upside down and like
the physics was so unique.
It was a very unique game. So I got that when it came out on Switch. Didn't play it that much, but maybe I'll get back around to it. But I'm just not someone that, like, I have a PC in front of me that I've, like, built to be able to sustain any game that I want to play.
Yeah.
So, like, going to my Switch and
playing like a downgrade?
Not so much, because it is a great console, but at the same time, I'm not a big console person.
I can't do the buttons on Switch. I tried playing the Switch, they're too small. I can't.
Yeah.
Really?
I can't do it.
You need to get yourself the Wii. The
Pro Controller.
The Pro Controller.
They do them?
Yeah. It's like a control, like a regular controller for a Switch.
Yeah.
Speaking of Switch, actually, there's this game that I don't know if any of you have seen it. It's been going around on like TikTok and streams and stuff. It's called Suika, and it's pretty much like Tetris, and you know the game 2048, like the game where you had to like swipe the squares. Yeah. But it's that, but with fruit, and I feel like you both need to try it because it's like blowing up recently. It's so freaking addictive. It's so addictive.
So you've got it. What's it called?
Suika.
It's Suika. Yeah. It's like a Japanese game, I think.
I'm going to get it.
Get it on the Switch because it's really good and you will be absolutely addicted to it. So your first console or first gaming introduction was the Wii and you played Mario. Okay. Mario Galaxy. That is a great first game to play.
It is a great game.
I'm glad you said that.
And now you're playing Spider-Man 2, so you've leveled up quite a lot.
I went from Nintendo Wii to PS2, the Spider-Man game on PS2, and that's what kicked off my Spider-Man thing, I think.
Oh, right, okay.
Was the Wii after the...
I don't know if it was
Wii
before or after.
the PlayStation 2?
I think it was before, but we just had one lying about in the attic, and
No. The Wii was...
I'm going to have to look
Wii
it up.
was like PS3 time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it was.
Yeah. Because
when was the Wii released?
Because Wii Fit as well was great.
Oh my God, Wii Fit.
I kept calling me obese. The Wii
2006.
Fit board you can get. Yeah, every time a 12-year-old kid was obese, apparently.
I felt like there was something a little bit wrong with that, probably.
Hated that game.
Right, so the Wii was 2006 and the PS2 was...
PS2 was like 2002?
2000.
2000, yeah.
2000. Okay, so yeah, you use your consoles a little bit backwards, but that's fine.
So do you know when so right now, you've got to make some more content, right? Because that's the grind now. How far ahead do you plan, or do you sort of wing it?
I just wing it.
Yeah? What's next then?
I ain't got a clue. Probably be more Spider-Man content because they're hopefully going to be releasing more stuff for it soon. The new game plus DLCs like they did the first game. So yeah, be more content on that. Originally it was all Five Nights at Freddy's movie, but that's here now, so I need to think of the next big thing.
Are there any games coming out that you're really looking forward to?
No, not yet. It's mainly DLCs I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
I'm quite hyped about that. I know it was apparently fake, but the Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah.
I didn't. What, there was supposedly like some released content or something?
I just saw. It was just as I was going to bed last night. There was like, oh, here's a screen grab of like the official logo or something like that. And it's like, anytime that starts to happen, no matter what, you know, it's starting to come because that's Rockstar will be like, okay, let's give him a little bit. Let's give him a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I know a while ago there was like some released like video footage, but it was like bare bones,
and
like in its modelling stage.
And it leaked.
Oh, they were really mad. I mean, you would be, I guess, wouldn't you?
Didn't they release like an apology, something like a massive apology on Instagram?
They
did, yeah. But what do you like?
How do people get a hold of stuff like that? I just genuinely.
Well, it's somebody in the camp who leaks it, right? It's got to be.
Why would you do that? Why would
because
you
your boss maybe like didn't make you a cup of didn't
make you a coffee that day,
or like I'm
going to release the content.
Oh, you're not getting a raise this year. Oh, I'm going to leak.
Yeah.
I'm going to leak this footage.
Maybe. I always thought they would be like someone hacking into the mainframe and just capturing the content. But yeah, I guess in terms of, well, obviously Spider-Man's out now and that's a game that you really like. I don't know. I can't even, apart from GTA, I don't think I can think of any other massive games that are coming out.
No, the games that I've wanted, I've sort of got my hands on right
now.
I'm overwhelmed with video games right now. I don't have time to play them all.
Same, because I feel like we went through a stage recently where like there was lots of games coming out. Like I don't know if any of you guys played it, but like Baldur's Gate 3 came out. There was another one. What was like the Baldur's Gate 3? Obviously Starfield came out.
And I didn't play it. It's nuts because like I think sometimes you get 6 months past the release date or something, and then you look back and maybe I'll give that one a pass.
I keep saying
it's crazy because like when there's this many good games out, I always feel guilty that I didn't give certain ones like a good run. It's like Starfield. How did I not play that?
Yeah, and it's going to come to a time where I like want to talk about it with people. Like we're probably going to be discussing games that came out like 3 or 4 years ago, and it's going to be that time, and I'll be like, I never got around to playing Starfield.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like games come out so quickly, even though we think there's like nothing to play.
Yeah. One thing I'm interested in is like, you know, I don't do traditional content creation. However, arriving tomorrow, I've got one of those like 360 cam things. Yeah, but like, do you know, I got inspired by the one that you clip on.
Yeah.
Is that a 360 cam?
Yeah. Well, it's not 360, but is it by Insta?
Yeah, I got the Insta 360.
People. I want that camera so bad.
Yeah.
But you should get it because you travel a lot and you go everywhere.
I've been told.
I'd sit in my room.
Do you know when people say, "Oh, what's your niche or whatever?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not sure. Then someone said to me, "You travel the world to talk about video games." I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to start doing that."
Yeah.
So like, I'm just going to start doing little videos about my trips.
That's
like
so
behind
exciting.
the scenes and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try out my 360 cam.
Yeah, and it's like an action camera, so you should try and do some like fun stuff with it.
Yeah, you can like go underwater.
You can go like you can put it on like the back of a car, and you'll literally get a third person view of like you driving a car.
Is this the camera where like you put it in your mouth and your face looks all weird?
Yeah.
Do that. Travel the world with it in your mouth and see what happens.
I mean, that's definitely a niche. Traveling the world. I'm in Japan with a camera in my mouth. Follow me, guys.
You can't see the stick, so it's literally like it's floating in the air.
So like, my plan is that like, you know, I'm gonna be like walking through the streets of Tokyo or whatever with it like. It's going to be sick.
That'll be sick. That'll be
It's
awesome.
going to be like, have you ever played Yakuza, anybody?
No, I haven't played Yakuza.
It came out as a PS4 game, and I played the start of it, and I just couldn't get into it.
I'm going to look like one of those mafia guys in Yakuza. That's
Yeah.
It's just like third person. One of the games we play with our guests is a game called Survival Mode.
Right.
It's where you have to tell us how you would survive if you woke up in the last video game you played.
Spider-Man.
Of course.
Okay.
So, but you're not Spider-Man. You are just you in the game.
It'd just be pure jealousy. That's all it is.
Yeah. So
you'd have to take like elevators and stuff instead of like swinging around, I guess.
You'd have to walk. That'd be awful.
Yeah.
You get the
like
metro.
a normal human being.
But tell us, you wake up, your eyes open, you're there in New York. What's happening?
Oh God, am I in the middle of a fight battle?
Well, do you know what we should do? Let's imagine. Do you know that chaotic sand scene at the start?
Yeah.
Of the game? That's going down right now, bro.
Okay, cool.
And you just woke up.
First of all, I'm trying to get the sand out my shoes. You know, it's sand in your socks. And it's like
sand
annoying.
in between your toes.
I'd
rather die.
Yeah. I'm going back to bed. I'm going back to bed.
Going back to sleep.
Yeah. Look out the window. See Spider-Man swing about. Get jealous. Go back to bed and cry. that's.
I would. So you're not going to last very long then? No.
It'd be just full of pure jealousy. I want to be Spider-Man.
I would just
befriend him.
Yeah.
Because there's an app, right? If you're in trouble, you can message Spider-Man.
Just have conversations with him.
Help! I'm stuck on this roof, and then it'd get there, and it'd be like, "Hey, how can I help you?" And I'd be like, "Can I be the other Spider-Man? Can you bite me?
Can you bite me?"
And then I get your powers.
I don't think that's how it works.
So you got Spider-Man. You got Peter Parker, who's got like the big metal thing.
Yeah.
And then you've got Miles, who's got like the electricity.
Yeah.
I would be like, what a Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's so funny to someone that's not played this game, imagining the scene that you're talking about, like the sand situation.
Oh, it's nuts. You
need to look at the first.
I feel like
I
should probably just play it.
New York got turned into a desert. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
really?
Popped off. But
just
I
sand
could have helped
everywhere.
because with my water power, like I'd press like L1 and square.
Yeah.
And it'd cause like a tidal wave and it's sweeping.
That'd be sick.
Spider-Man 3, that's me. There you go. Sorry, I made that all about me.
That'd be sick. Oh, what's mine gonna be?
Yeah, what's your power? What's your Spidey power?
I reckon mine would be fire.
Yes!
Yeah, fire would be water
That's
and
going to
fire.
cause damage, isn't it? But then,
especially in somewhere like New York.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
No, I like fire.
Just a fire punch. Nothing like
fire punch.
Fire punch. That'd be cool.
Did you ever play Super Smash Brothers? Anybody?
I played a little bit.
Captain Falcon, he had a fire punch. Anyway.
You just love talking about Nintendo.
I do love talking about
Nintendo. Love talking
I
about
need to get a Nintendo. I haven't had a Nintendo console in so long.
I would say it's worth getting, but then sometimes they do just sit in the corner and collect dust. Unless you're someone like Ian, who apparently has played every Nintendo game under the sun.
It's true, but then I am an old man, so.
Speaking of...
Yes, go on.
I guess your favourite games.
Yeah.
I was asking you before this, if you only play Spider-Man, or what other games you like. So give us your top... I would do top 5, although I feel like top 5 is actually pretty difficult to think about.
Let's do top 3.
Top 3 is
make it
of
top
all
3.
time, or is it just recent games?
Of all time.
All time. Okay, so definitely the Spider-Man trilogy. That's up there.
Okay.
Yo, slow down a minute. We said one. That's that. You can't.
Okay, you have to pick one then.
You got to pick one of the three.
Spider-Man 1, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2.
That's your top 3?
No. Okay, so Spider-Man, first Spider-Man game will always be the best one because it was nothing like it when it first came out. Yeah, it changed it all. Ooh, that's a good one. Mortal Kombat. I love Mortal Kombat. I love fighting games and all that. And Tekken as well. Nothing beats Tekken.
Tekken's sick.
Tekken is top tier.
We had an awesome Mortal Kombat guest.
We did. That was so good.
By the way, if you're listening to this and you're enjoying our conversation, you should just dig into the archive because we've got some amazing.
Yeah,
guests.
we've talked to a lot of different people about specific games.
Yeah,
and every time it makes me think I need to have like that. I feel like you just are Nintendo like well-rounded. You know a lot of Nintendo games. When I come on here, I'm just like. I just absorb other people's energy. Like, no one wants to talk about Overwatch.
Overwatch, I used to play it all the time.
There you go. I need to chat about Overwatch.
And before we started the podcast, I asked you what other games you played, and you said Detroit Become Human.
Yes.
I had to try and pitch that game to these two this morning when we were talking about what games we like. And they haven't played Detroit Become Human. Well, actually, Stevie have played Detroit Become Human a little bit. But that is one of my all-time favourite games. And I was trying to tell Ian about it, and he was like, well, you just like games that you just don't really have to do anything. You just walk around.
You get to choose your own path on those type of games. They're cool.
Yes,
like
exactly.
Telltale Walking Dead games. I love those games as well.
Maybe you're not like doing the most. Maybe you're not walking around shooting people and like doing stealth missions or whatever, but it's still a very fun game. It's still emotionally moving, and the story is like fantastic. So I'm glad that I have another vote in for Detroit Become Human, and I'm sad that you didn't put it in your top 3 games. But it's fine. You're just a massive Spider-Man fan. We get it.
Listen, before we start to wrap things up here, I got another question for you, content creator types. Obviously, as seasons roll through, I imagine you do like season-focused content. So like you got your spooky seasons or whatever else. Like, do you guys do anything for Christmas?
What is a Christmas game? Like there are
Spider-Man Miles Morales.
That was a Christmas game.
It was super Christmassy, but like I guess because you love your movies as well, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever do movie content? Could you do like?
I possibly could do movie content based on Christmas, but they don't really release a lot of iconic Christmas movies anymore. It's just mainly it's the old ones now. There's nothing beats the old ones.
Do you make content surrounding movies as it is, like right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's all
as
the new
someone
movies.
that is not. What's your favorite movie? Oh, okay, that's such a hard question, isn't it?
Have a guess on my favorite.
Okay, obviously. Okay, that was a dumb question actually. Top 3 movies. Are they all just going to be Spider-Man movies?
No, I like Avengers Endgame. Always be top tier.
So you're a big superhero person.
Yeah, and Star Wars. Star Wars, oh my God, Revenge of the Sith. That's an iconic one. Yeah. I love that with all my heart. And Spider-Man 1. First Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Yeah, that's top tier.
Do you ever find with films that you can, do you have any that you can watch over and over again?
Yeah.
See, I've never been that dude.
Really?
I'm always like, one and done. Move on to the next.
I wouldn't say that I would rewatch them now. Maybe Mean Girls. I love watching Mean Girls.
I still haven't watched Mean Girls.
Oh, it's so good. But probably not a movie that you would want to watch.
No, I like Mean Girls. Good film. I watched Equalizer 2 with Denzel Washington the other day. And like, my girlfriend was like, can we watch Equalizer 2? I was like, I've seen it. She's like, yeah, but it came out 10 years ago. And I was like, yeah, but I've seen it. And then I watch it and I can't remember anything that happened in it. But I need to get over that. Oh, I've seen it thing.
Yeah.
So we know that I'm notoriously bad at watching movies. I don't watch movies and I always get slated for not having seen most of the most iconic movies. So I went onto IMDb and I was like, right, if I was to set myself a goal over the next like 3 or 4 years of trying to watch every single movie in like the IMDb top 100.
You should.
But then I was on my stream, I was like going through the top 100. And a lot of them are just movies that I would watch for the sake of watching an iconic movie and not because I think I would actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I was surprised, well, not maybe surprised because I haven't seen it. It's probably amazing. Batman, is it Arkham Knight? I think it's Arkham Knight. It's like the number 2. It's like
it's Dark Knight.
Really up there. It's like
Arkham Asylum or something.
This is one with Heath Ledger in it.
Dark Knight, yeah.
So IMDb top 100 movies, and you tell me if you've seen any of these.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
I'm down for this.
Shawshank Redemption.
Of course.
So I've watched it once. The Godfather.
Yes. I've seen it once, yeah.
What? You guys have really seen all these movies?
You always said
okay. It was The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
That's an iconic one.
Great film. That's Heath Ledger in it.
Schindler's List.
Yeah, yes. Sadly,
no, I haven't seen that one.
Brutal. Everyone should watch that film.
So bad at movies. It's unbelievable. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Okay, I've seen Lord of the Rings.
I haven't seen any Lord of the Rings.
12 Angry Men.
I haven't seen that.
Nope.
Okay.
This is fun.
Okay, so
give me 3 more.
Okay, Godfather Part 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. I'd love to set myself a challenge to watch like the top, but I'm not going to watch the Godfather 1, 2.
You're wrong.
And there's probably
Listen,
3.
Godfather's not. This is the problem. We make these assumptions about films where it's like, oh, it's just a gangster movie. It is a gangster movie.
Yeah.
But anybody is going to be gripped by The Godfather. I'm looking at my producer Pete. Would anybody be gripped by The Godfather? He hasn't seen it. Right, we need a new producer.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
Pulp Fiction,
great.
yeah, that's
you would love
amazing.
Pulp Fiction.
I would love it.
You would love Pulp Fiction.
Maybe I should sit down with someone that like knows me fairly well with the list of the top 100 and have them tell me which ones
That's what you need to do.
they think I would like. Fight Club.
Yes.
Fight Club, amazing movie.
Okay, never seen it.
You've seen a lot of films for a 20-year-old.
You actually, this is what's making me feel awful about myself, because when people like you come on, they're like, oh yeah, I've seen all of these movies, and you're like basically half my age. It makes me feel
It's my dad's
awful.
fault for that. He's obsessed with me as much as I am.
You know what that is? It's great parenting.
Yeah, it is.
Fantastic parenting. Listen, let's wrap this up,
Yes.
because this has been a movie in itself, and it's been a pleasure having you on, Cole.
Thank you very much.
For anybody watching, listening right now, and they want to see what you're all about and catch you online, where can they do that?
We're going to do that on my TikTok mainly. It's just Cole Skilbeck. Straight up on my Instagram.
How do you spell that?
COLESKI1LBECK.
I was checking you out this morning, and I can vouch that you've got tremendous scrollability in regards to like, you just want to keep seeing what this guy's doing. It's good, isn't he?
Very good, yeah.
Thank you.
Something I'm jealous of, because I don't know how to achieve that. I need some tips.
Well, thank you so much for coming in, Cole. We cannot wait to see what you do next. We'll have you on again in 10 years and see where you're at, and see if you got that tattoo finished.
So,
And
thank you very much.
go play Spider-Man 2 one more time, yeah?
I will. I'll be playing all night long.
Thanks for listening and watching
Thank you,
in the
everyone.
Lobby podcast here at Guild. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.